Today's look is idol concert makeup, which your favorite idols wear on stage while they're performing, and it's often the type of makeup look that looks good even from a long distance, and that's why stage makeup is much heavy. There is a lot of rhinestones and gems kind of look going on there with a heavy base, since not only professional photographers, normal people that might not know how to take a flattering picture will be doing all that. So today I'm going to show you how to achieve that look, because obviously idols get done a lot of different procedures to look a certain way, but I don't have that, so I'm going to give this my best shot. The face needs to look glowy, and for that I'll be using an illuminating primer with my foundation. I'm taking this much quantity. I'm going to mix this with my foundation. This makes it easier for the illuminating primer to mix well in the skin. I almost forgot applying primer. You can skip this step if you have dry skin. Makeup artists of a lot of K-pop idols focus more on skin prep and very light base, and for the base to look light, I mix the illuminating primer and foundation. Also, if you want best results with the base, use a mask on your skin 20 minutes before you do your makeup. As you can see, the base looks light and it's going to make the skin look dewy. Since we are doing so less of the foundation, we still need coverage, so use a brush instead of a blender with some setting spray. I kind of feel weird since my hormones have changed, and due to that my skin has healed a lot, and I'm not the same acne girl doing the makeup you often see on clear skin people. I just wanted to put that out there because some of you resonated with that part of me and made me feel confident about it as well. So yeah, I'm using the concealer not only under the eyes but also in the inner corners of the face. This look needs to look good even from afar, so we need to brighten up the center of the face, areas like the chin, under eye and forehead. For the girlies that have pigmentation around the mouth area, use a color corrector which is in peach shade or orange. Then you can apply concealer over it. I don't use color corrector because I don't have one. I'm like a bit tan all over my neck area, so that's why I always use some leftover product on the brush there. Concealers dry so fast, so always use a setting spray before you use brush or blender on it. Now I'm using a lighter shade of foundation. It really looks good in such makeup looks because you're going to use a lot of highlighter and blush. I personally would not recommend using this foundation because it dries out so fast. Because of this stupid ass foundation, I had like white eyelashes the whole time in this video. If you have acne prone skin, I would definitely recommend this product and the Blue Heaven finishing powder, which is absolutely my favorite. It stays for a long time without needing touch-ups. Now I'm using a setting spray under the eyes. This thing that I'm doing is called baking. The only baking I know because I can't do shit in the kitchen. For today I want to do a soft contour, so I am using a brown eyeshadow. Focus under the bridge of the nose more rather than the side of the nose. This makes the makeup look more soft. I'm using a softer brush for the sides of the nose because I've learned my lesson. This is a close-up of how I do my contour. Base shade as a highlighter. This is a new thing I discovered, applying the base shade between the eyebrows. I'm using a light pink shade. Just bring out all your pink eyeshadows and blushes for this. Again, I'm using a blush palette for the eyeshadow. Sometimes the blush doesn't do justice, so just use your fingers. I've seen a lot of people on Soyongshu use a small brush for the blush, which also makes sense because I can have more control on where I want the blush to be and how much I want it to be. Apply the blush under the nose bridge where you apply the nose contour. In real life, you can obviously see the blush better, but on camera you can't, so I often do the makeup more heavy for the videos. You need a flat yet fluffy brush for applying the base shade in the inner corners. This technique of applying base shade like this can really change the way your face looks. This foundation in my lashes is making me look so weird. For I guess I'll move it upwards. Just don't make a long ass line, take your time with it. For this part, I'm taking it out like this instead of doing it the way I usually do. I'm not using a brown shade, I'm using a brownish pink shade. Now adding some warm red. Like Manon from Cat's Eye, I'm so into straight brows. Cleaning it up with some concealer. Apply the base shade on the eyeshadow. I'm using a pink highlighter in the inner corners. Now we have to fix the shade that made by that foundation. First I'm doing a puppy eye wing. I'm using the gel for eyeliner. And yes, it couldn't get more weird. Now the eyeliner is crooked. This is my secret weapon to a bad eyeliner, which is this half lash. The front of the lash I'm sticking into my lashes, and the end of the lash I am applying it on the line of the eyeliner. Apply the mascara over it, and now you can separate them into small parts. For overlining, I'm using a pink shade. Now I'm using this Lush Berry shade from Stays. For highlighter, I'm applying a pink highlighter, the same one I used in the inner corners. I'm using these from Fewy. I'm going from a light pink to a much darker shade, one by one. Now I'm using a liquid glitter. So I accidentally applied too much and this glitter doesn't come off easily. This time the concealer couldn't save me. As you can tell, the makeup just came off. I'm going to do something with the rhinestones to hide that. So initially I had decided to do a slick back, but I was having mixed feelings. I think it's because I'm not wearing any jewelry on this. That's why it's not giving the vibe that I want. So what do you guys think?